College football is coming back, baby, and I can't wait for it. Big Ten football, Rick Stanborough, Seth Douglas, we got you guys covered here. We are doing our Big Ten conference previews as we do every single year, every single football conference for you, every single NFL division as well. If you have not watched the NFL teams, divisions, conferences, etc., on the YouTube channel, got that popping for you and coming out more every single day. But my man, Big Ten football, one of the most exciting, looking forward to it conferences for me, and I think everyone around college football. Like we talked about, an expansion here as well from 14 to 18. You guys see the 18 teams right here. Those West Coast teams being the new teams, UCLA, USC, Oregon, and Washington. So it just got a little bit juicier, especially Oregon and Washington. I mean, no shade to UCLA and USC, but I'm going to need to see something before I start calling these guys a threat in this conference. But my man, you wrote the article, which we will pull up on sportsforummedia.com. So I'll let you go ahead and kind of take the reins here before we jump in on any of the actual rankings from last to first. Any overall thoughts on this conference just from your original preview here?
Man, just excited to see what year two of the expansion brings us. It was a big showing of the teams throughout last season. We have the defending national champions and the Ohio State Buckeyes. So it's just a new look to the college landscape and just a new look to this conference. So it's going to be interesting what year two holds for us.
It absolutely is. And guys, one more time, there's those for you. You can find this article on sportsforummedia.com if you want to jump a little bit deeper into it with us. But Seth did go ahead here and do you the favor of giving you all the little information, the overviews. I'm going to go ahead and skip all that. You guys are going to have to go read that on your own. But starting with the last place team, my man, number 18, you got the Purdue Boilermakers here. Obviously, like you mentioned, trying to rise out of the ashes. 82 new players on the roster this season. New head coach in Barry Odom coming over from UNLV. Dude, where do you start with this team? I don't know. So please just explain why they are dead last here for you.
Man, Purdue has been a very head-scratching case when it comes to their football program. They've like in the article, they're trying to come from the ashes and rise up and actually be a force in this conference. But these past few years, it's really been hard. They haven't been able to figure out the whole NIL and whole transfer portal aspect of the college game now. So I don't know. Purdue is looking like one of those teams where it's just going to be a hard sell, a hard team just to like get behind. But bringing in head coach Barry Odom from UNLV, who's coming off an actual good season, taking the UNLV team to 10-2, 10-3, having a winning record. So it's going to be an uphill battle for him, but he has someone to rely on, and Devin McAbee, I won't say a former walk-on, but he's also turned into like the heart and soul of the Boilermaker team. So he's top leader in rushing. Was it 1,200 yards away from breaking the school's record in rushing? So it's definitely going to be a full effort for the Boilermakers behind him, trying to make this team relevant and good again.
Yeah. And folks, I do want to go ahead and disclose to all of you that this is one of the few articles whenever we do these college football rankings, the analysts, the writers, these guys do their own articles. I know you guys are used to seeing me give my spin on things. I do not touch these articles. I do not touch these rankings. I am here to debate these rankings, but these guys have placed them. So I don't know what's coming, just like you don't know what's coming. So let's go ahead and move forward here, my man, because I'm excited to see who you got at the 15, 16, 17, because just based on a few things you're saying here, I think that these guys might not be the worst overall team. Just Odom alone. I mean, like you mentioned, you kind of gave him his flowers there, but I was very impressed with what he did at UNLV, and I'm happy for him that he got this job.
Yeah.
And now it's like picking up the Carolina Panthers. I mean, do you see winning anytime soon? I don't know about that, but it's an upgrade. I have a little bit of faith in them, but I just feel like every year, outside of like the one game that they, put up 45 and they win by 3 and they pull up a huge upset, or they lose. It's just everything else is just like, meh. And so, like, I'm just waiting for Purdue to take a step forward and actually win a couple and then steal the big game, not win one game and it's the one game against Illinois or Penn State or
Yeah.
something like that. So, anyway, the last overall team for Seth Douglas here, the number 18 Purdue Boilermakers. Then at 17, we got the Maryland Terrapins here. Terrapins coming to get back on track here. Obviously, they have had Tua's brother there for quite a while. They're trying to get some new things going at the quarterback position. I didn't really feel like last year at the quarterback position was much, to be honest with you. Mike Locksley here, the head coach, going into his 7th year with the program. Quarterback recruit Malik Washington. Talk about Washington here just a little bit. I know you mentioned a QB position battle in camp, but do you think Washington is going to end up being the guy here, the 5-star recruit, or are you looking elsewhere?
I think it will be Washington to get the nod this year. I mean, one hometown kid from Maryland, two 5-star recruit, one of the highest recruits that Mike Locksley has brought into Maryland over the past couple years, and this team last year, I mean, Maryland has always been that team in the Big Ten that will actually like sneak up on you and give you a game. They have never been able to capitalize and get past the team, but they have been able to scare a lot of teams and give them a run for their money. So with Maryland going into this year, I see them being more of a threat when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. They had a lot of injuries last year, but they're getting a lot of key guys coming back. I believe they have their top product or was it 53% production returning back on the defensive side of the ball.
I believe so. Yep.
So with that, you can never go wrong with a lot of experience, a lot of guys having key experiences from the year prior and transferring that to this year. So I do think the Terrapins will have a better season. Do I think they're gonna have a winning record? No, but
Mhm.
4-8 is not what this team should be going at the end of this year.
You mentioned it here, obviously snapping a 3-year run of bowl appearances, but you do have them here in the 17 spot. So I'm assuming not going to get back there this year.
No, not this year. They may scratch the surface because technically you need only 6 games to make a bowl game,
Mhm.
but it's hard. The Like we said with the expansion with these new teams coming in, competition has elevated in the Big Ten. So a lot of teams that we thought were good maybe 3 4 years ago and had a chance to make some noise are definitely going to take that step back when you have these new teams coming in and fighting for space.
I don't have much to add here, guys, about the Maryland Terrapins, other than the fact that I do agree with you. I think Malik Washington will be the guy moving forward. I almost think it's foolish not to go with Washington. What? So maybe you start a little bit shaky. The kid's got to get under the pressure. If there's anything we've learned about college football, especially in a conference like this, you're going to be playing in, at Penn State, at Ohio State, at Michigan. Like, you got to be able to stand the pressure. And so
Mhm.
throw him in there. Like, what are you going to say? Well, he's not ready yet. Well, he's got to get ready somehow. So I think they should go with Washington here, but I do agree with you. Are they coming back here? The answer for me is no. And looking at Purdue and now looking at Maryland so far, my man, I'm with you on
Yeah.
18, 17, moving through to 16. Northwestern, the Wildcats here. Like you mentioned, I love that you mentioned that right away. Been a surprising team over the years. I do agree with that. Fired Pat Fitzgerald after the hazing scandal in 2022. David Braun, great promise coming out of him with the program. I do think David Braun is definitely a bit of a what they needed kind of guy, but I haven't
Yeah.
necessarily, I don't know if I believe yet in David
Hmm.
Braun to make this team a winning team. You mentioned it here, 4-8 last year, feeling optimistic going into it. Preston Stone coming over from SMU, being named the starter at the beginning of fall camp. Let me ask you though, you said 4-8 for the Terrapins, 4-8 for the Wildcats. What makes the Wildcats a better team than Maryland?
I would say just off the basis of how Northwestern were in a lot of their games last year. They
Mm.
gave the national champs a run in up until like the second quarter, first half. but
Mm-hmm.
that's a very scrappy team in Northwestern. So with them getting a new offensive coordinator, elevating their quarterback play, and also bringing in a transfer wide receiver from South Dakota State, that's also coming from or coming with the new OC. A lot of things could be going right for the Wildcats this year. It's just being able to connect and get that chemistry in these beginning stages of the year. They could be a really dangerous team. Honestly, they could scare somebody.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised to see them at 16 on your rankings here because I think you and I are both, just based on what we're initially saying here, I think we're both thinking this team is bowl eligible ish if they
Hmm.
handle business, do what they got to do. A couple key playmakers step up. You got to win the close ones, obviously. And you
Yeah.
did mention it. The one thing I've noticed about this team over the past few seasons is they compete a lot in first halves. Like they come out, they're up 10-0, 14-0, and you're like, holy shit, these guys
Hmm.
were an 11.5-point dog, thought they were going to get murdered. Now the team that I bet on is going to kill my parlay. And when it's all said and done, these guys lose 34-33, and you're just like, what in the world happened to Northwestern? Usually, I'm not upset about that because usually it would have been a parlay killer for me because I don't bet on Northwestern.
Yeah.
But that said, if they can start to hang on this year, if they can start to get these leads, manage clock better, make you pay, put the dagger in you instead of just getting up 2 touchdowns and praying to God that the defense holds and the punter puts them in some bad spots, I think they can be a decent team too. So I agree with you here, but I'm going to just throw out there, of the 3 you've given so far, I don't know if I'm going to agree with you on this. So I'm very interested to see who you got at 15 here because, whoa. The disrespect to my Michigan State Spartans, my dog. You
Hey
might not
man.
know this, but my grandpa played here, athletic
Okay.
director, coach. This one hurts me, my man. 15.
Um,
I'm not even going to read it. You guys can read it. I can't do it. So explain to me. Explain to me why these guys are one team better than Northwestern, and I got to cheat here. I got to cheat. Wisconsin at 14. Okay. Why are they at 15?
Ah, Michigan State, it's just they haven't. Let me put it like this: Michigan State
Yeah,
has
please.
not Michigan State has not been the powerhouse that we have seen for the past
Mm,
maybe 8 years, 9 years, going through the
mm,
Mel Tucker era, going in, going now into year two of Jonathan Smith. We haven't seen them reach that expectation that we usually see them be, because that what do we know Michigan State for? Hard nosed football, great gritty defense, a good running back, and we just haven't seen that present itself in a while. So
mm,
Michigan State is definitely a work in progress, but I do like the pieces that they have in their program right now. Aiden Childs, their quarterback, who followed Jonathan Smith from Oregon State, and also you have their star wide receiver Nick Marsh, excuse me,
mm,
uh, Mr. Do It All, Mr. Swiss Army Knife, leading pass catcher, and I believe he had the most touchdowns for the team as well last year. So
mm,
they have the pieces. It's just trying to make sure all of them mesh, especially the jump for Aiden Childs this year going into starting year two. He has to cut down on his turnovers. He has to just be a better ball
mm.
protector. Not because he's a freak athlete. I will say that, and
100%.
it hurts my heart because I'm gonna give the
Mm.
fans a little insight. I'm a Michigan fan, so
Oh,
I
there it
have
is. There
I
it
have a little,
is.
I,
Okay, there it
I have,
is.
I have a little disdain for the Spartans, but
All
I'm
right.
trying to be realistic a little bit. But no, the Aiden Childs is a phenomenal athlete, but it's just the intangibles. He's got to be able to make sure he has crisp ball protection, just making sure he puts his team in the right positions at all
Mhm.
times.
Fair enough. Well, guys, yeah, sorry, I gotta throw the picture of the goat up on here. Throw back to the old unis here. The dog right here. You can look him up though, Dick Tamburo, man. Check him out. This dude was an animal. But My man, this is a rivalry I did not know you and I were going to have this season, and now I'm looking forward to it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
mean,
I might be on the wrong end of this one here for the next season or two, but stay tuned
I was
because
about
when
to
this
say,
game rolls around, it don't matter, brother. We could beat you. We could lose all the games, and you know what, Seth? We just got to win one.
hey,
So
Paul Bunyan's still in Ann Arbor, so I mean, I'm gonna
very
just leave
true.
it at that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not going to add too much to that right now. It's just a lot of question marks for
Yeah.
me on this team, and I think you kind of alluded to that you just don't know. And you said cutting down on turnovers, and that's a massive one for me. And I can't predict if this kid's going to cut down on turnovers or not. I don't know.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I can't say he's going to be significantly better, but I
Better.
think he will be better. Obviously, an entire offseason, I think kind of getting the reins fully given to you is obviously a big time thing for a lot of kids at this age. So, you said, will he improve significantly? I'm going to say a 7 out of 10 improvement. I
Okay.
think it's like very noticeable. I think he
Hmm.
doesn't. I think if they're in position to win games, the liability factor is much, much lower than it was before. And the offensive line, like you mentioned, I don't know how Michigan State isn't just pumping out O
It
linemen.
used to be it used to be like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Them in Wisconsin.
I don't get it. Like
Yeah.
I don't get it. So I can't tell you that they should be top 10 on this list, but you're gonna
Uh,
regret 15. You're gonna regret 15. I got you. All right.
I don't
So
know
just
about that. We'll
stay
see.
tuned
We'll
on that
see.
one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if they finish top 3, you got to get a Michigan State tattoo. So we'll see.
We'll talk about it.
Top three would be a miracle. If Michigan get one, I'll get a Michigan tattoo if they get one, but their odds are a
Okay.
little bit better. So
Yeah.
anyway, though, guys, we do got to keep moving on through here to number 14. Like I said, sneak peek, Wisconsin Badgers. Luke Fickell and the Fighting Wisconsin Badgers. Rocky start last season. Amen to that. Fickell going into year 3 here. And a lot of expectations here, in my opinion,
Hmm.
for Fickell and the boys in general. I don't know how much longer you can continue to be average. New offensive coordinator in Jeff Grimes, but you do mention here challenging schedule might be the biggest hurdle for these guys. Facing Alabama again in the non-conference, it is a very tough stick to draw, but
Yeah.
it's also a massive opportunity. So do you think this team's going bowling? And do you think there's a world that they could shock some people and find themselves around 5-6 when it's all said and done?
It's hard. It's hard for me to put my faith in the Badgers right
Mm,
now. It's just off of how Luke Fickell is trying to turn this program around and kind of like elevate them into this new era of college football
mm,
and transfer portal. Like we hit the head about the transfer portal a lot, and no matter where you listen to your sports and everything, like the transfer portal is definitely a main driving force in college athletics now. So
mhm,
when Luke Fickell came from Cincinnati, uh, he, for me, I was like, it's an interesting move. You know, he definitely deserved the chance to get his shot at the big time because he was at
mhm.
Ohio State and he wasn't ready at that time. So he needed to start a
I
little bit
agree.
small and work his way back. But coming into Wisconsin, it's just, Wisconsin does things at a certain level and just have a certain mystique about them, if I would say.
Mhm,
Like they are known for running backs, linemen, offensive linemen, and just straight bully ball. And when Luke Fickell came in, he kind of tried to change that around a little bit. He tried to bring the air raid offense, spread them out, and try and score a whole bunch of points. And I don't think Wisconsin as a fan base and also as just a program was ready for that just yet. So this is his second offensive coordinator that he's brought in. He had Phil Longo last year and it didn't work out. So I don't know where he pivots at this point in time. And as I mentioned
mm.
in the article, excuse me, as I mentioned in the article, it it's getting kind of testy up there. I don't know how much long. I mean, granted, he has a 4 to 5 year year contract, so he's stuck there. But honestly, I think Wisconsin might be looking at that dollar amount and say we might have to pull
Yep.
pull the plug. So
Mhm. You said running thin, and I could
yeah,
not use a better term for that. It is very thin. You can tell the tension's tight. If they go out here, they start 1-3, 1-4. There gonna be some
yeah,
noise
and
up
that's
there in
very
Wisconsin.
possible.
Hey,
And
and
it's very
and I'll tell
possible.
you what, man, for how much those fans come out and that fan base supports those guys, they
Yeah.
ain't trying to stand out there in negative 22 degrees, freezing their ass off, getting beat 41-0. That shit's
Hmm.
not going to fly for very long. And I just think, I don't know. I think you nailed it. I don't have anything else really to add to this one other than the fact that I'm with you on all the things. And I do think patience is running thin here. And if they do not go bowling this year, bare
Yeah.
minimum 6-6, which, as we've all talked about, it's not impressive to go bowling in
Hmm.
college football. It's only impressive if you go to the big ones. Going 6-6 is not hard. Even 7-5 is not hard. You got to win 8 to get a little bit of respect here. If they don't win 6 games, mark my words, he's gone. I don't care what the
I would.
contract is. They'll pay him.
Mhm.
See ya. We're
I
not going to
wouldn't.
keep going through this. So
I wouldn't be surprised. But I want to add a quick
yeah.
part. We're bringing in Jeff Grimes. I think he's trying to allude to bringing back the hard nose run downhill method because that's what Grimes is
Mm,
about in his play calling. So I feel like with that addition, maybe we see old Wisconsin, but with the
mhm,
addition of their new quarterback, Billy Edwards coming from Maryland, I'm a little intrigued by that. He didn't have like the most impressive numbers at Maryland, but he was
mm,
still efficient enough. So I want to see what they do with his talent at
mm,
Wisconsin. So
mm. I feel like that's all great, but one, what's taking so long? Like, why now? Like, is that just the new theory of like, well, this is how we're going to turn it around this time, and
mhm,
then this time, and a year next year it'll be something else. It'll be, oh well, we tried that this year, it didn't work, so next year we're going to try to bring in a great running quarterback, and then we're gonna like, bro, this isn't try it and see if it works. Like, you need to make it work right now. And I guess
yeah,
the reason I have expectations for this team, kind of like Michigan State, is they have the playmakers to win. In my opinion, they can win. But
mhm.
at some point, it's got to be the coaching. It's got to be the coordinators. It's got to be the head coach not bringing in the right players. Like, something's wrong because
I
you
think it's
can't
that part.
justify that they're just not good.
I think to that last point you just said, I think it's the caliber of players that they're trying to bring in, and
Mm.
it's still not meshing well with Wisconsin, the brand as we
Yeah.
know.
Hey, stop bringing in Cali kids, bro. I'm from Arizona, dog. We ain't trying to go freeze our ass off. I did it. I did it.
Yeah,
But that ain't for everybody, bro. You got to bring out those. You want to play hard nosed football? Go get them hard nosed Midwest kids. Let them come out
facts.
there and play some football. Maybe go get them Texas boys, but stay out of Cali, Arizona, Colorado, Washington. Stay out of that. If you want people playing hard nosed, cold, walking out shirtless for warm ups, if that's what you want to set a tone, then you need to bring in
Yeah.
a tone. You can't just say,
Hmm.
we're going to play hard nosed. Well, that's great until the kids you got aren't hard nosed.
Yep.
So, anyway, enough on the Wisconsin Badgers. I got Michigan State above these boys, but I don't hate what you're saying here at number 14. Moving through to 13, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Oh, a team that I just continue to say, when is it going to be the year? PJ Fleck does an incredible job. Like you said here, row the boat is his mantra. But my man, how many more years, Seth? We're going to watch him row his little ass boat in a circle because they ain't going nowhere.
True, but I think Minnesota fans are cool with the consistency a little bit. I think they're complacent enough and understand the
Mm,
type of athlete that they get and where the conference sits at. I mean, I'll say, looking back at last year, when Michigan played Minnesota. Granted, we should have beat them outright, and it was a bad year for the Wolverines in general on the offensive side of the ball. But
yeah.
Minnesota plays hard, man. They definitely know situational football. They gave us a scare last year. Uh, they were an onside kick away from derailing the season furthermore. But I want to point out that this defense is going to be legit. This defense is going to be one of the top, if not top defenses in the conference, they could have some top 15 at least implications in the national
Whoa.
national scale. I think so. Because
Mm.
last year, yeah, I looked at the stat. I was like, if they were turning the ball over consistently like they were, having 17 turnovers throughout the year last year, I just feel like that's only going to get better. And also, they're bringing back everybody that they had on that team on the defensive side, at least back. I think sky's the limit.
Wow. So when you say a top defense in the conference, potentially top 15, 20-ish in the country,
Hmm.
are we talking like you literally think they could be above the Penn States, the Ohio States, or are we thinking like top 3, top 4 in the conference? Or are you genuinely saying like these dudes could potentially have the number 1 rated defense in this conference?
I'm not going to say the top defense in the conference, but I'll say they'll be behind the Ohio States, the Michigans, the Penn States.
Mm.
So four, maybe 4 or 5,
Okay.
maybe 6,
I like that.
because I want to put respect on Iowa too, and we'll get to them later. But Iowa
Mhm.
is also a top tier defense as well.
You made such a good point here. And deep down, as a competitor, I want to disagree with you so hard because I hate what you said about I think they know who they are. I think they know
Hmm.
what they get up there in Minnesota, and they're cool winning 8 football games and going bowling every year. That's all
Yeah.
they want. They don't need a national title. But you know what? Honestly, I think you're right. I actually think that they're cool with everybody wants to get my boy Mike T over there in Pittsburgh. A little bit of shit,
Exactly. Yeah.
but they're cool with just being a winning team and saying, "Hey,
Hmm.
look, we're in it. We beat some people we're not supposed to beat. We get a lot of exciting games. We always find ourselves around the picture in the postseason. We're cool with it." And you know
Yep.
what? Maybe. But my big thing with PJ is he better not step back. They
Yeah,
better
he
not
can't do
go
that.
6-6 because I'm not cool with that. Like they got to start winning. If it's one more game a year, fine. 8-5, you
Hmm.
know, 9, 10. Okay. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, maybe putting your name in the back end of, now that, half the world makes the playoffs now, right? Maybe, maybe you got to start to get your name up there. But I do really like PJ. I think he does a phenomenal job. You can tell his players have bought into his entire process. They love him as a coach, and that's
Yeah.
great. I don't know. This is the analytical football side of me. I want to see you go all in then. And I
Okay.
don't care if it's spend the NIL money or pull off a kind of dirty move and go steal a quarterback from someone that, like you got to do something. And I don't mean dirty, like break rules dirty. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Compete. Like
Yeah.
go pitch
Compete.
a kid and compete. Like the donors need to step up and say, screw it. You're going to throw another million. I'll throw another million. Let's go get that
Hmm.
quarterback. Like there's got to be something here where they say, let's go win 10 football games and find ourselves at the back end, like Arizona State last year or something like. Let's find ourselves, as a long shot in the postseason, and let's get some
Yeah.
massive eyes on the Minnesota football program. I just want to see them push it to there. So I think your ranking here is very fair. And to be genuinely honest with you, it might be too low at 13. It might
Might be
be,
too low. Okay. I mean,
but they
I'm
compete a
not,
lot, but they don't win a lot. So,
yeah, I'm not opposed because I do think their schedule shows for them to be in that upper echelon,
mhm,
if you want to say that. They have a potential of winning, like you said, 9 games this year. It's just Minnesota has those times where they spin out and they lose a game that they're not supposed to, and
mhm,
it kind
it
of
will
it
happen.
changes their yeah, it changes their trajectory for the rest of the year. So
Mm.
I honestly think they could have a chance at being a quote unquote dark horse. Maybe I give them like a 40% chance of actually being that, but they have a chance of shaking some stuff up.
Yeah, they're one of those teams, and you kind of just alluded to it there, where their ceiling is higher than pretty much most teams in the conference, but their floor is also so much lower as well. They could win 4 games, and I don't think any of us would be shocked by it. It'd be
Hmm.
like, well, yeah, Minnesota, fucking bad year. They lost 4 one-score games.
Yep.
Like that's the football they play. You just talked about the defense. You can hold people to 13, but you lose 13-10,
Yeah.
10-6, 23-20. Like, and that's kind of who they are. And so, but that's my point with PJ. You got to get these, dog. You got to get
Hmm.
these. You've got to stop being this excuse. I'm tired of the excuse. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. 13 for the Minnesota Gophers. But I would say of the teams we've talked about so far, I think you and I definitely see the most upside in this football team, which means the list is darn good so far. I guess we're going to see two teams here. UCLA Bruins. I'm glad you barely wrote anything because I barely got anything to say about these UCLA boys. I don't know if it's the name UCLA, but I'm curious why you put them at 12 because I don't think that these guys are as good as Minnesota.
I put them at 12 just because of how they ended the year last year. They were on a hot streak. I believe they won 4 of their last 5, maybe. I may
Mm-hmm.
be botching that stat, but they did improve a lot in the end part of the year. But the main thing why I put them over Minnesota was just the ability for them to bring in Nico Iamaleava. I hope I said his name right. But with him
Pretty
bringing
close.
it, with him coming in, he just elevates that quarterback room. And comparing him to Minnesota starting a redshirt freshman at quarterback. So you get the experience, you have more experience for the UCLA Bruins on the quarterback position. It's just
Mm.
more or less my thing with Nico is he proven himself to be a leader? Because we seen what happened at the end of last year, losing to Ohio State, not looking his best, and then going into the offseason, the whole blow up about his NIL deal and him sitting out and him not getting paid and
Mm-hmm.
all that shenanigans, all that BS. What does he do now being closer to home? What does he do now being in South Carolina? I said South Carolina, South California.
Mm.
So we'll see what happens.
First of all, I made one of my biggest bags of the year fading that boy at the end of the year. And so deep down, I'm already not a UCLA guy, so I'm kind of cool with that. I toured this school, by the way, a little bit overrated, folks. Let me just go ahead and throw it out there.
Mm,
It's really pretty. But I don't think that they take football that seriously. And I don't know why it is. I don't know what it is. It's such a beautiful campus. It's beautiful facilities. They got all the money in the freaking world that you could ever
mm,
need to put together a good football team and a good coaching staff. And it feels like this carousel that just doesn't stop. And it's not a good carousel. It ain't an Alabama
yeah.
carousel. It's like a,
Mm-mm.
a bad carousel, And I don't believe. Now I will agree with you. I think just the fact that they got Nico alone, it's probably enough to put him at 12. Honestly, like that's fair. Is he a good leader? I don't think so. But of the teams we've talked about, is he the most talented quarterback in this conference thus far? Yes, he
Thus
is.
far,
He
yes. Yes, he
he
is.
just is. Like all the money aside and whatever, guys, at the end of the day, you can be upset about him about the money thing. I thought he was stupid for it. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
he thought he was worth more. And he said, pay me what I'm worth. And they said, you ain't worth that. And he said, okay, cool, I'm out. They said, cool, you're out. And that's that. And like, I can't hate on it. Like, that's just negotiation. Like, it is what it is. So I don't think he ended up in a better spot. I would much rather be at Tennessee than UCLA. But you were fair that he's going to win them a couple games, but he's also going to run into a wall. He's going to get frustrated. He's not going to have enough weapons. It's not going to be like playing at Tennessee. And I just think this is a 7-win team. And I think
Yeah.
I'm being nice. I won't be surprised if they go 6-6, but I don't think that they don't go bowling because my God, what a letdown that would be for
Hmm.
Nico and his draft stock just in total. So we'll see what
I, w-
happens. But 12.
I was about, I
Yep.
was about to say, Riggs, real quick. To your point about why you think UCLA doesn't get like the funding and stuff like that. You just kind of alluded to it because they're in California, they're in Los Angeles. There's a lot of other things going on around there. And the money doesn't really flow that much towards the college athletics because you see USC have that same kind of carousel over the past couple of years too. So it's just hard to uh,
Mm,
get the donors, I think, to buy in so much because you got so many other things pulling people out there.
mm.
So I just wanted to add that
True,
quick point.
but there's so much money that
Yeah.
graduates from UCLA that
Hmm.
want to see them be a winning program. And I mean, dude, you just brought it up. Look at USC. Do you remember
Yeah.
what they gave Lincoln Riley? They gave that motherfucker like $30 million and a $30 million mansion and a private plane and
A
4
bag.
supercars and a what in the world?
Yeah.
They had Caleb Williams living in like a downtown LA Beverly Hills penthouse when he was in
Hmm.
college. They did give money. And now USC ain't much better. Don't get me twisted. Ain't much better.
Yeah.
But they're basically doing what I just expect UCLA to do, and I just don't think UCLA has done it. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you could pump money in and all of a sudden be in the playoffs. I'm not saying that. But you're just not going to really compete. If they didn't bring in Nico, dog, let's just be real. If they didn't bring in Nico, this is like a 4-win team. I ain't even
Yeah.
playing.
I agree. Hmm.
Like, they're not good. Like, he fell in their laps. Yes, they put the money forward. Still less money than Tennessee, but like
Yeah.
they put the money forward. And
Hmm.
and this is their all-in guy. I don't know
Yeah.
if this is the kid I want to be all in on personally, but
Uh,
we'll see.
yeah.
A lot of question marks. Number 11, though. This is an interesting pick here. Falling just short of the top 10. Rutgers Scarlet Knights. You mentioned it here. Returning production 71%. Greg Schiano and the Scarlet
Mm.
Knights looking to improve upon that 7-6 record last year. Strong contender for the Big Ten Conference, as well as trying to make their first Big Ten title game in school history. My man, Rutgers, not a team most
Hmm.
people think about, but why
Yeah.
should they not overlook them this year?
I think Greg Schiano in his second term as being the Rutgers head coach, I think he's figured it out almost. I think he's getting implementing his culture the way he wants. I think he's getting the guys that he wants. People are buying into that culture up there in New Jersey, and I really like Rutgers. Honestly, like that is a sleepy giant. I won't say like they're going to be a world beater this year, but I do like them to be a 8-win, maybe a 9-win team this year. I think they can get over the hump and actually contend in the Big Ten.
8 or 9. I mean, look, long as these guys go forward, I'm cool with it. I don't think they fall back. I'm with you on that one. I
Mm,
don't think that they lose more than 6. That's not going to happen. The 7 here, I think it's very doable. This is another team that's kind of like Minnesota. I think they're going to be in a lot of games, and they're just
yeah.
going to have to put through. Do they have the fanciest running back and the fanciest quarterback and the best? No, no, no. The best head coach? No. But like they're good. They're like a B in every category.
Hmm.
So if you shoot yourself, they're probably going to beat you. And if they have a couple things go their way, they're probably going to beat you. But
Yep.
you likely are more talented than them. But you still have to
Hmm.
play smarter. Also, a very disciplined program, might I say.
Yes.
I think they're doing a
Yes.
very good job of staying disciplined. You don't see Rutgers way up there in penalties and yardage every game whenever they play people. They're usually always the team with less against them than the other side. So I do like that about them. I have some faith here, but I think you're very fair with your 11 ranking here on Rutgers. A decent team should go bowling. Are they a threat to this conference, though? I don't think yet. I think there's 2-3
Yeah.
years building here for these guys to find a way. They also going to need that blue chip quarterback, in my opinion. I know they got a decent quarterback here, but I'm not fully convinced in Kaliak Manis, however the hell you say this dude's name. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway,
I will.
shout out to
I
his
will say.
parents for naming him Ethan.
Yeah. I will say Kyle McManus, did do well last year. He
Mm,
was serviceable, but I do feel
mm,
like with him being in this offense again this year, he's going to have a better performance. I feel like he's getting to know his receivers a lot better. I think that running game is going to be good as well. I can't remember their running back that they or Menungai. There we go, Kyle Menungai. I think they have another running back behind him that will take his torch. So I think they got some pieces that will uh make this team be a threat.
I like what you're saying. Good trajectory for these fellas,
Yes.
but they're gonna have to perform straight up.
Yes.
We'll see what happens though, guys. I will say, I mean, I think what Seth's saying, and if you're a sports bettor, for all you bettors out there, first of all, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Blitz with a Z Sports Bets. And second of all, this could be a team you take the points on a lot this year because they're gonna always pretty much be a dog. It could be anywhere from 3 points to maybe 10.5 points, but I think they're going to cover a lot of spreads and obviously win a few of those that they're not a favorite in. And like we mentioned to start this thing off, a lot of that's going to be because they're just not widely known and widely bet on, to be completely honest, when you look at the rest of this conference. So anyway, we are breaking into the top 10 here, and I love the opening line of this one because shout out to our boys over there. The Pittsburgh Steelers stealing running back Caleb Johnson in the draft. You said might have been the steal of the draft by the Steelers. I agree with you. I think this dude is a massive addition from Najee Harris. But you also mentioned it here, a brutal loss for the Hawkeyes. Pretty much was the offense built around him over here. Also drastically improved at the quarterback position. I'm with you on that one. Gronowski coming over from South Dakota State. South Dakota State, one of those teams, man, I watched them almost religiously. I can't say religiously, but I watched them in a lot of games for obviously the size of school they got. I watched the entire playoffs for those playoffs over there, and this team continues to impress me. This quarterback deserves to be at this school, but we do know Iowa like to win games 6-3, 10-7. That's how they play football here. And now that you take Caleb Johnson out of the mix, they can't run the clock down as much. They're going to have to move the ball through the air. Do you think Gronowski can get it done here? And also, if you do, why are they at number 10? Why are they not higher?
I do feel like Gronowski is definitely a step up from every possible quarterback they've had within the past like 5 years at Iowa. I do feel like he is an upgrade. Is more or less. I just have way more confidence and just way more respect for what Phil Parker does on the defensive side of the ball to get them where they need to be at. Eight win team, 9 win team, damn near a 10 win team. The Iowa is always that sneaky team that will sneak up on you, and you look up at the end of the year and be like, they have 9 wins, 10 wins. How did they do that? It's because of Phil Parker. Phil Parker is the man. Like I can't say that much more plainly than that. He shows the consistency of how to coach a defense, how to get the best possible effort out of every player because Iowa doesn't really get those big recruits, those 5 stars, 4 stars even. But he makes sure that they're so disciplined and they know their job and knows the scheme to a T. That defense is so hard to move the ball against.
Yeah, them boys will score like 97 points and have 9 wins with 97 points. Like they really play disciplined football. But I gotta allude back to it, man. I'm really concerned about the Caleb Johnson thing. I think it really changes how they play football. I know that they're not going to try to change that. They're going to try to just pick up where they left off and play Iowa football. Like you mentioned, every year they seem to do it. They seem to be competing. This could be one of those years though, that a team like Iowa State might beat the rocks off. I'm just saying. So,
but I will say, Rich, but with the point of bringing in Gronowski, they haven't had a quarterback to like be able to win games for them. And like you said, with losing Caleb Johnson to the draft and losing him to the Steelers, I think that role is going to reverse. So they're going to put more expectation on Gronowski to put the ball in better situations and better places for the receiver. So I think just the roles are going to switch in that aspect. They're going to rely more on him to win games instead of just the running back just running down the clock.
Do you think that Gronowski genuinely is a better quarterback than what they had in Cade McNamara?
Absolutely.
Really? Yes. Okay. Well, that's good because a lot of people, I will say, just when you started saying they haven't had a quarterback, I don't know if you remember this, bro, because I was one of the people that was like, yo, does anyone realize that he's not good? Like, he's not good. And everyone hyped this dude up like he was good. Like, they were winning football games with him. You know, he's handing the ball off 38 times. Shit, I could do that. And then they're winning. And he has like 3 passes throughout the game. And they're like, oh my God, he's good. And I'm like, dude, all they had to do was complete like 2 passes on the final drive. They couldn't even get a first down. Like, I
Yeah.
don't, so I didn't get that. So please, if you have anything else you want to add to that, like, I like that you said that, because I think a lot of people look at McNamara and I think they might think, oh, we had a good quarterback and now we got this new kid.
Nah, whoever thinks that Cade McNamara was a good quarterback, you need to go get drug tested. Because me, as a Michigan fan, I've seen him for the past 2, 3 years, and
There it is.
I still don't understand why Harbaugh didn't pull the plug on him earlier and gave JJ the start. But
The quarterback
yeah,
whisperer didn't pull the plug on him. I mean, maybe he is
I
good.
I get why he didn't pull the plug because JJ was young. Cade definitely
Yeah.
had the momentum coming off a Big Ten title win, getting us to the first playoffs that we've been to. But nah, he doesn't have the skill set, and I think Granera gives Iowa a new threat, a new dynamic when it comes to the quarterback position.
Mm. Yeah. I knew that Michigan fan was going to come out of you. I didn't know if you were going to be able to say that without saying the kid from Michigan. Because that's why I had to ask you, because so many people were like, oh my God, the Michigan kid's going to Iowa. Like, Iowa just got a
No,
quarterback, and he went over there and he did nothing through the air. And so I just have that little piece of me that's like, well, when they sent Cade over there, they had Caleb Johnson, right? They had some things to
hmm
show for it. That's gone now. So now they have to play quarterback and stop handing the ball off. And I agree with you.
yeah,
I think Gronowski can find a way to get it done. You do have him at 10 here, though. And I think these guys have potential to be top 6, 7. Is that fair?
yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
It just I'll give you that just because I have their defense at a high level.
Yeah. And I have them not top 5 for anyone curious, because of the run game. I don't think
Mhm.
it's going to be bad. I just don't think it's going to be as good. So we'll see. But moving on through to number 9, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Where my boy Patty Mahomes at? There's Dylan Raiola. There he is. Nebraska in the top 10, thanks to a top 30 returning offensive production. Sophomore quarterback Dylan Raiola, which honestly, bro feels like a senior now. I don't know how he's a sophomore. Like, this
Yeah,
just
it's
blows
crazy.
my mind. But this dude right here, I got to give it to him, man. You know, I'm a Colorado fan. And,
Mhm.
you know, I was in Colorado covering those games last year. And that Nebraska game
It put you on
was
notice a little bit.
it. Yeah. And it was the first time that I was worried about Colorado.
Mhm.
Now, a lot of that was what the defense actually did to Shador. It wasn't as much Dylan, but Dylan still had a really good game that game. Like, overall,
Yeah.
he played really well. He looked very poised for it being such a big moment at the time that that game happened. The year before that, I want to say Sims, I think it's Sims, was the quarterback the year before that
Mhm.
in
Yep.
Colorado. And we beat, when I say we, I mean Colorado, we beat the piss out of them, dude. We made
Mhm.
Nebraska look like a joke. The half the stadium was red. Them fellows was gone in the fourth quarter. They was all gone. Bye, bye. And
Yeah.
then a year later, Dylan had this team on lock, bro. And I was like, whoa, maybe this kid's actually good. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to be a top 3 draft pick. I ain't saying that yet.
Mhm.
But I do want to, like, all the Mahomes gimmicks aside, I think he's a legitimate quarterback, but you do have them at 9 here. Why are they not higher on your list?
Even though in history, Matt Rule in year 3 at wherever he's been at, whether it be Temple, Baylor, he didn't really get a chance in the pros at North Carolina,
Mhm.
or not North Carolina, or yeah, North Carolina. Uh,
Yeah, Carolina.
but he has always made that leap in year 3 with his teams. So this year, I do think that leap is going to happen, but I feel like they are still missing key pieces. So I think they're still missing a top receiver, maybe a running back possibly, but I think there's enough pieces for him to actually push in the Big Ten as well. Be another sleeper team. Be like another Iowa where you could look up and be like, oh wow, they won 8 games, 9 games this year. Um, I just feel like they could be on the brink, but like I said, they're just missing key pieces here and there for them to take that next step.
Do you think the defense is better this year, the same, or worse?
I think the defense is going to be better
Hmm.
because they have a
Big
lot of
though.
returning. I think they have a lot of returning production on the defensive side of the ball, and also
Mm.
people forget that Nebraska should have won the game against Ohio State. Sorry, Buckeye fans, but that was a game up until like the fourth quarter, and if or not Indiana, if Nebraska could just get uh, a conversion on fourth down and punch the ball in one more time, I think they actually walk out of Columbus with a victory. So this team has the
Shoulda, coulda,
potential
woulda.
to. I know you're right. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I think this team does has the potential of getting over the hump this year and getting a marquee game.
This team this year to me is the team that wouldn't have choked it the way that they choked it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference is I remember they came out there, dude, and I was betting on Ohio State in that game. And I was like, the fuck? Like,
Hmm.
come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, you can't be letting Nebraska, Matt Rule, dog walk you. And I know Matt Rule gets a bad rap because, to be fair, he's kind of easy to like make fun of. Like Matt Rule, he kind of seems like unserious. I know he's a really good guy, and I've heard he's a really good coach as an actual person.
Yeah.
But you never take him fully seriously. He's not Saban in your mind. You're not like, oh, that's a killer of a coach right there. He's just Matt Rule. He's like your girlfriend's dad. That's who he is.
But he knows how to build a program, though. He knows how to build a program.
He does.
I will give him that.
Well, here's the thing. I think Dylan's going to be better this year. You're saying
Yeah.
the defense is going to be better this year, and Matt Rule statistically is going to be better this year. I think these guys, I'm not a Nebraska guy at all, and I'm already regretting it, but I think they're much higher on this list. I think you got to be putting them around 6, 7, I think at least here, because there's a world, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. There's a world where these guys are in the big 3 at the end of this, and they might just find themselves in the Big Ten Conference Championship if a couple things shake their way and they win a couple of the big ones. And I think when you look at the Big Penn State, the Ohio State, the Michigan, if you can find a way to win 2, you're in.
And I will, to your point. Yeah, to your point, they do play Michigan this year, and it's at home. It's at Nebraska. This one's going to be a temp check for both teams because we don't know the full disclosure with Michigan. Sherrone Moore could be suspended for that game, and that could be a great opportunity for Nebraska to come in and knock off a top opponent. So they have games out there for them to make their mark on. So we'll have to wait and see.
It's going to come down to it, man. But it's really weird for me because I almost feel like it's like a major boom, major bust. Just in the sense of like, I don't want to put him in the PJ Fleck category for me because it's definitely different. But like, I expect Matt Rule to win. I expect them to win this year. Like they don't have the Minnesota excuse. These guys are legitimate. They have legitimate recruiting. They have a legitimate quarterback who, in one way or another, jokes aside, is supposed to be one of the next big things that comes out very, very soon in the next 2 drafts. And so I do think Dylan Raiola should be a top, dare I say, stat-wise 3 quarterback in this conference.
In this conference, yes.
That's fair, right? So if he's top 3, if the defense gets better, who made Shedeur Sanders look like a bum? And by the way, for all you haters out there, he ain't no bum.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not a Nebraska guy, but maybe you talked sleeper earlier. I think I might have just found my first sleeper for
sleeper. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that.
Okay. Number 9, Nebraska Cornhuskers. Moving on through. Very intrigued by number 8. Oh no. Oh, there it is. I knew these guys were coming, my man. Before we even get there, I'm flipping these on my list. Give me Nebraska 8, USC 9. And honestly, I gotta ask you, why is USC above number 10 Iowa here? Because when I think about it, USC doesn't play defense, Iowa does. I get it. Iowa doesn't play offense, USC does. But are you convinced that this UFC offense is legit this year?
I think they are legit. I think any Lincoln Riley offense is legit. So you're always going to have them score at least 30 plus points, no matter who you're playing or whoever's back there
Mm.
being the quarterback. My main thing with USC is Lincoln Riley. I need camera on me. Lincoln Riley, your time is coming, my man. Your time is running out. I I don't know what else to tell you. Uh, People are mad. I'll just say it like that. People are upset in Los Angeles because USC
As they should be.
has been a dumpster fire since since coming into the Big Ten and the later half of the Pac-12 days. Like they have not been able to get right.
Mm.
So I just feel like this is a team that has a lot of pressure on them. If you say hot seat, you should just have a Lincoln Riley picture pop up right next to it because that man is
Uh,
feeling every bit of it this year.
better use those jet miles while you can, my brother, because
Yeah.
it's all coming to an end. But here's my thing, man. If you have these guys in this, what is it? We say 8? If
Mhm.
you have them in this 8 area, once again, other than you need to win now, why are they above Nebraska, who we just said is trending this way while USC might be trending this way? What's the catch?
I just feel like they have more talent still than
Mm.
most of the teams that we have talked about in our show so far. California is very rich when it comes to your wide receiver talent, your quarterback talent. So talent wise, they match up pretty well with a lot of those teams. It's just again continuity and being able to bring it all together. And they just haven't figured that out yet. They lost their quarterback last year, Zach Moss. He went to Louisville, but
Mhm.
he had great numbers. He almost had Heisman numbers if you really want to break it down like that. But it's just the continuity, and just the ability to figure it out and put it all together on the field.
Mm.
I know.
Bye,
He,
Lincoln.
I know he might be. Yeah, he's definitely saying peace out.
Oh my god. The dude's got the money job. I mean, he's got one of the best jobs in sports you could ever find for the best amount of money with the best perks. I don't know how you fuck this up. I,
Yeah.
I don't know how you mess it up. I mean, like we
Mm.
talked about earlier, they get more funding than UCLA. More kids would choose. If I just asked most kids, do you want to go to USC or UCLA?
I'll say
Now,
USC.
if you've ever been to California, you would pick UCLA. But
Oh, yeah.
the popular school is USC. USC, bro, I know you've been out there. Don't
Mm-mm,
go.
I have not.
But UCLA, that's a pretty fun place, man. So it is surprising, but the recruiting, no excuses. You just had
Mm.
Caleb Williams. You just had a number 1 pick in the draft.
Heisman Heisman Trophy
Heisman,
winner.
Heisman Trophy winner. A year ago, dude was walking around
Mm.
that campus.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about you're not even going to be competing, really, in this conference.
But
I don't like it. I don't get it. I got to be honest with you. Maybe
I
I'm
will I
going a
will
little too early here, but Nebraska jumps them. Iowa maybe not, but I'm going to say Nebraska jump them. I'll put these guys at 9, and
mm,
I'm giving them 7 wins.
7 wins. I mean, I could see
7.
them. I could see them
So
winning.
maybe they're behind Iowa.
That's a possibility. Like their floor could be is 7 at the low
Floor
least.
6.
Eh, I wouldn't say 6. If they only win 6 games, he might not be there at the end of the year. Like he might not even make it by the bye week. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just feel like oh no, I just like USC's talent. They get a lot of quality players. I mean, granted, this is 2026. I'm talking about their recruiting class. Last time I checked, they were second in recruiting with 26
Yep.
commits. So like they know how to bring in the talent. It's just more or less can they put it all together?
Can they make a defensive stop, Seth?
Yeah, no, that is
Bro,
also the main
you
point.
can
Can
you
they?
can score 48 every game, but if you can't stop someone in the last 38 seconds, I don't know what to tell you anymore. Like
Yeah,
it's the same shit every year. And I get so tired of these offensive minded coaches and everyone goes, "Oh, like he's such a good play caller." But they average 41 points against.
hmm
How is that even if you're that good at offense, shouldn't you know how to stop another offense? Maybe that's just
it
weird logic to me, but like, dude, does that make sense? Like, you're an
makes sense,
offensive
but
genius. You should be able to coach against offense. Just
true.
saying.
But I also feel like, you know, being a head coach in college nowadays is completely different than what it was 10,
Mhm,
15 years ago. These guys are damn near like GMs almost. Like they
mhm,
don't really get to do all the planning and the X's and O's normally nowadays. Granted, I know Lincoln Riley is basically the play caller and he runs the offense, but you know, I also feel like that plays into why they're also not connecting as much as they need to because he probably is doing a little too much and he's not
mm,
breaking it off to or spreading the love to his coordinators like he needs to. So
mhm.
there's a lot of factors that you could look at.
I like what you're saying, but man, we'll see, dude. But you're saying seven's the floor. I'm saying six is the floor. I'll give them. I think if everything goes right, man, I I could see it being a 9-win team. It
Mhm.
honestly it feels too high for me. I think 7 or 8 is where I'm really comfortable. But I just you talked about Moss and like I didn't think Moss was very good. So I can at least say like example the two guys everyone was like high on last year and the Texas A&M kid. I'm blanking on his name, but Moss and
Great.
Altmaier, Newsmeyer
Hmm.
from LSU. Those are all the
Yeah.
dudes that are getting all the hype. And you go look at like the 2026 draft boards; they're all picked to be top 10 picks. And
Hmm.
dude, maybe I don't know what football is, but I don't see it with any of these fucking kids, dude. None of them. I don't think any of these dudes are good. Arch Manning, I see it. I think he has talent genuinely outside of all the hype.
Hmm.
I don't think Newsmeyer is the next hottest thing that ever. The dude's like the favorite to win the Heisman, bro.
Yeah, he is.
How? And they were
Place.
comparing Moss to him last year. They were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, who's better, Moss or Newsmeyer?" And I was just sitting there thinking, "Look, bro, I don't think Newsmeyer's good, but he better than Moss." So I guess if USC steps up the quarterback room, which a lot of people based on Moss are saying it's going to go backwards, but to me, that's like one of the only places it could get better. But Moss, to
Mhm.
me, bro, he pissed away 2 games last year that I thought were in the bag and he just went ice cold. And now,
Yeah.
obviously, some of that's defense, defensive coordinators, whatever. But to me, they need to get to a point where they have a true game manager because this
Yeah.
whole putting bad quarterbacks in, wanting them to throw for 6 touchdowns, it is due to bite you in the ass. It just is every year. So anyway, we got to keep moving here because we're taking way too long on USF and C. But I don't think that these guys win 9 games, folks. I'm just going to leave that out there, and I don't think that they are a postseason team, obviously, either. So Washington Huskies. Shout out to the dog, Michael Penix Jr. Love you, Brody. But these guys right here, Kalen DeBoer, obviously off to Alabama last year. Actually, pretty down year for DeBoer in Alabama, but I think for his first year taking over, he did a decent job. Replacing him to me is damn near impossible. But you go get Jed Fish, and I don't think you could have gotten a much better replacement than a guy like Jed Fish to walk up in here and get it done. You talk about new quarterback Desmond Williams Jr., young dual threat QB. This is a kid right here, man. I see Michael Penix in him, and I really, really like it. I think these guys, after what happened last year, said, hang on a minute. We just had all this success with Michael Penix Jr. doing this one way. Then we tried to get cute. We tried to get fancy with it. Let's go back to doing exactly what we did before. And I think that's what they're going to do here. I like this Washington team. I like that you have them above the USCs and the Nebraskas and all those things, but you still don't have them as a top 5 team. Why is that?
I still feel like they are figuring themselves out a little bit, but to your
Mm.
point, Jed Fish, uh, Damian Williams Jr. First of all, Damian Williams Jr., I give him more of a comp to Kyler Murray. He gives me more Kyler Murray with how
Mm.
he extends the plays, he gets out the pocket. He, if you go back and watch his performance in the bowl game, yes, I know that they lost, but that dude right there is a gamer. He knows how to put some points on the board, and
Mhm.
I damn near would almost say he could be like a dark horse for the Heisman, honestly, because I think he's going to put up some crazy numbers. I think the schedule sets up for them to have some key games and for him to be able to have some memorable moments, especially Ohio State coming to Washington. I believe that is early October around that time. So
Mm.
that could be a potential upset spot for the Buckeyes and a time for the Huskies to be put on notice for the nation. So I just feel like Washington is definitely on a uptick with how they're going to be playing this year,
Mhm.
but they're still some pieces away. They're still some years away, but I like where they're going.
So I had to go pull up these Heisman odds real quick because you know me, I'm a sports bettor, bro. I'll bet to the day I'll be falling in my grave like, give me the money line. Um, so your boy Damon, 100 to 1.
Mm.
I mean, we're
It's
talking
not.
guys like. I mean, I'm sorry, but at least, and I'm talking minimum 60% of the names that are above him. The disrespect is crazy, bro. When you get out of here, go peep DraftKings Heisman odds, bro. It's
Mhm.
bad, bro. Like this dude should be up there. I'd put him right behind maybe Gunnar Stockton, Sam Leavitt. I don't think he should be above a guy like Leavitt, who, by the way, is being disrespected at 30 to 1, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, Jeremiah Love, fine, but this dude should be 45 to 1, 50 to 1. I think 100 to 1, and maybe on other books, maybe it's 125 to 1. I don't know. I got to go
Hmm.
check, but you might be onto something, my man. This might have to be a squad ride at the sports farm. I think you're onto it.
Yeah. I honestly
And
like
by the way,
watching.
I do want to say I do think I'm wrong a little bit in what you said about Michael Penix. That is a bad comparison. Kyler Murray is definitely a better comparison. I only use Michael Penix obviously because he was Washington.
Yeah, he
Um,
was watching.
but I think you're right, man. And all you people out there that are like, well, Kyler Murray fucking sucks. Well, how'd it go in high school and college though? How'd it go then?
Heisman Trophy.
Because
Yeah.
this dude doesn't have to beat NFL DB. He ain't got to throw on Denzel Ward, bro. He's got to beat college kids. He can
Yeah.
beat college kids with that style of play. So I like what you're saying. I think his size is not too much of a problem either. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think he's electric. I really like what Washington is trying to implement and bring up. And out of all the teams that I've said that could be dark horses, like your Rutgers and who else did I say? Minnesota, if their schedule goes right. Literally,
yeah.
I am fully behind Washington being a team that definitely shakes up the Big Ten this year.
Mm. I'm with you on it. And I also think, I mean, I guess I understand the ranking here that you gave them, just based on the fact that there is still that little question mark. But I think another year under Jed Fish and
Yeah.
Damon Williams here, man, the ceiling is higher than any team we've talked about so far. The only other
Hmm.
team I would say is Nebraska, because I do think Nebraska's ceiling genuinely is very high. And once again, if Iowa learn how to pass the ball, them boys are always a threat, but you just don't
Yeah.
know until you see it. But those three teams right now have a high ceiling, and I think this is the best coach team under Jed Fish. So we'll see what happens. But the number 7 Washington Huskies, the big question now, who in the world is at number 6 above Washington, but not in the top 5? Oh, there's the novel. I knew the novel was coming. The Michigan Wolverines, below average year last season, 8-5 overall, obviously beating Ohio State and Alabama, but it doesn't matter when you can't beat bums. Just saying, Seth. Um, But help me out here, man, because I don't want to go too deep into Michigan, but I'm not the biggest Michigan guy, and I like Sherrone Moore, man. I think he's a good guy.
Mhm.
I'm not convinced he's a great coach. Now, I
Okay.
gave the same kind of shit to what's his name from Notre Dame, the young
Brian
dude.
Kelly. Oh, Marcus Freeman.
Huh?
Marcus Freeman.
Marcus
Marcus
Freeman,
Freeman.
thank you.
Mm.
I gave him the same thing. When he came in, I was like, bro, great players coach. People
Yeah.
love him. I ain't convinced about it. I'm still not fully convinced about it, but he showed me something. He kind of shut up, Riggs, last year.
Yeah.
He hit me with the zipper last year. And I'll give it to him.
Mm.
I was pretty impressed with his coaching last year. But Sherrone Moore, like, take away the, man, we love you, Jim, man, we love you, man. Like, that's all great, bro. But, like, are you going to act like, as a Michigan fan, is this the one dude you want coaching your team? Don't lie to me. Him or Jed Fish? Who do you want?
I mean that's a good
Him or Lincoln Riley? Who do you want?
fucking Sherrone Moore. What the hell?
Oh,
Hell, get Lincoln
that's
Riley the hell
crazy.
up out of
What
here.
about him or Ryan Day? Who do you want?
Damn.
The
Okay.
fact that you thought about it is longer than I thought. So that's
You
good.
know what? I'm still taking Sherrone. I'm still taking
That's
Sherrone.
crazy. That's crazy.
No,
Why?
but I will say the reason I'm taking Sherrone is just off the basis of him being a all-around good coach. He's been our offensive line coach. He's been our tight ends coach. He's been the OC. He's done it all, and he's succeeded at every point in doing that. You know, being the offensive line coach, having two Joe Moore award-winning offensive lines back-to-back
Mhm.
years, might I add. Uh, being an offensive coordinator, winning the national championship, putting multiple tight ends in the league. You have Eric All, you have Colson Loveland. You're going to have another one, and Marlon Klein come out. You he has his hand in everything, and he's just a good guy, in my opinion. From watching interviews and hearing him speak, he knows what he's talking about.
He knows what he's talking about.
And
Hmm.
he had a great mentor too in Jim Harbaugh. So I wanna throw that out there as well.
There is that. Man, I got to be honest with you. I hope I'm wrong. I genuinely, I hope I'm wrong because, yeah, I'm a Michigan State guy, but that doesn't mean I hate Michigan. That sounds
Mhm.
stupid, but I don't hate Michigan. I'm not one of those like, yo, it's fuck Michigan. Now that week, it's fuck Michigan. But like, I don't have anything against Michigan. If anything, I pull for them over some of the other teams out there that I just don't like. Like if we're gonna suck and it's like Michigan versus Texas, I'm kind of pulling for
Mhm.
Michigan, bro. Like I don't like them. I don't like Texas. So like
Yeah.
there's that. Um, but overall, man, I'm not there yet. Marcus Freeman finally proved me wrong. I hope Sherrone Moore does. The 8 wins last year. I get the couple impressive wins, but I'm
Hey man,
just not there. I'm
I
just
want
not.
you just it's okay to drink the Mason Blue Kool-Aid, man. It's cool. It's cool. I'm just gonna tell you this. Bryce
Everybody
Underwood.
knows green Kool-Aid tastes better anyway, so don't even sweat it. So
Br- I just want to say, bringing in Bryce Underwood, this offense last year was just a
mm,
anomaly when it comes to how bad this offense was. I'm putting an article saying that they were 131st in passing offense, and saying that they were above the academies. Just think about that. You're so bad to the point that you're talking the level of offense efficiency, passing efficiency with Army, Navy, and Air Force.
mhm.
What in the world is happening? That is not the Michigan way. That is not a Michigan offense. So there is only up from there. Like bringing in Bryce Underwood, the top recruit in the nation in 2025. Uh,
So you're
I
a
just feel like,
believer in Underwood.
oh
You
yeah,
don't think it's a hype train.
I'm bought in
Okay.
fully bought in.
All right.
But I also feel like this defense is going to take a lot of pressure off of him too, because I think we're going to have another top 10 defense going into the season. So
Yeah. Will they be a better defense than Iowa and Minnesota in this conference?
yes,
Okay.
I say there are two, if not one,
Okay.
in this league this year.
All right. Moving on through to the top. Oh, so really quick, how many wins? I need to know just so I can argue with you.
Uh, I've been saying to everybody 10-2 or 9-3. That's how the season shakes up. Anything other than that, it's a bad
Well,
year.
9-3 ain't gonna get you in.
I don't know. 9-3, it's a
Oh no,
possibility.
it better not get you in, or we gonna start having a fucking problem here in college football, bro.
I don't
You
know.
got to
It's a
win 10 games,
possibility.
bro. You got to
You
win
got to
10
win
games.
10. All right, all right. But
Do
I
you
wouldn't be
beat
mad.
Ohio State this year? Fandom aside, do you beat Ohio State?
Five,
Oh, bro. Oh, bro.
five of them things.
Oh, bro. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna give you 9, but I won't be surprised when it's 11, and I won't be surprised when it's 8. But you should
Mm,
win. You're right on the money. You should win 10 games. You
mhm.
should win 10 games. But Sharon Moore, I ain't convinced yet, my brother. Bryce Underwood, I need to see it before I start talking all this good stuff about you. Shout out Caleb Williams. I ain't one of these dudes. I'll just give you respect. So go earn it. We'll figure it out. But hopefully a postseason look here if you're a Michigan fan. And if you're a Michigan State fan, all I do is hope that you guys go like 5-7 and fire more. That'd be perfect for me. But anyway, moving on through here, it's time for the top 5, man. This is where it gets really hard in these lists to start listing these. So I feel for you. I don't know what you did here, but I'm looking forward to your 5. Indiana, this right here, one of the, maybe the wrong word is Cinderella teams from last season, but just one of those teams that it almost felt like everyone kind of started to pull for. We were like all hoping that Cignetti was going to have his dudes going here, coming over from James Madison. Overall, what you got here? Transferring from California, big shoes to fill. Amen to that. Are you a believer that Mendoza will be a better guy than Rourke?
I think so. I think he has a better skill set than Rourke.
Mm.
Listening to Kirk Cinetti during media day these past couple weeks, he he talked about Mendoza in a way that he he makes all the easy plays easy, and he makes all the hard plays even easier. So
Mm-hmm.
he gives them more of a mobile threat than Rourke did. Rourke was more of a statue in the backfield when trying to pass the ball, and he didn't really extend plays well. Mendoza gives you a little bit more of that shiftiness. He can get out the pocket if it breaks down if necessary, and he can make those long passes downfield when needed to. And I feel like they have a lot of weapons to use on in the receiver room because they picked up Tyler Morris, funny enough, from Michigan. Hurts my heart, but that's a good receiver coming in for them. And I just feel like Cignetti knows how to win. He's captured that Hoosier fan base, and he's got them believing that they can pump out these 10, 11 win seasons on a consistent basis now. I mean, I'm 28, about to be 29 later on in the year, but and in my years of growing up, I have never seen Indiana be good in my lifetime. Like maybe the little blimp in 2020 COVID season, but as I've been growing up, Indiana has always been the laughing stock of the Big Ten. That's been a
Yep.
basketball school all my life,
Yep.
and for Signetti to just turn it around within a year um, is really remarkable. And doing it with guys that he brought up from a lower school from James Madison, and just doing what he did, it's it's amazing.
And I'll tell you what, man, I love what you wrote here about Aiden Fisher. Just to go a little bit deeper on him, because I think this kid right here, man, he's special. And I think there's a
Hmm.
lot of promise for this kid right here. When a head coach uses words like, he's an extension of me on the field, that is really saying something as a coach. You're basically saying,
Yeah.
hey, look, NFL teams, this dude can handle it. This is the
Hmm.
kind of dude you need running your defense right here. And this is the kind of guy that's going to keep him in the games. The problem is just in this conference alone, we're talking Michigan defense, Ohio State defense, Penn State defense, Iowa defense, Minnesota defense. Like you could be a great defense and still be bottom, not in the top 3 in this conference. Like, will it be a good enough defense? I think it's going to have a couple big plays. I think they're going to win some games. I think they're a very hard team in the cold and the snow to drive down on and win on a game-winning touchdown. But offensively, I know what he said about Mendoza. I don't know if I believe him. You know, like, I feel like he makes the easy things easy and the hard things even easier. That's great, bro. But that sounds like a positivity quote that I read this morning. Like, what?
Fair,
You know what I'm
fair.
saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, I guess we'll see. If he starts throwing 50-yard daggers and he looks to the side and he's like, another one. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right, bro. But if I start seeing him missing 4-yard slants over the head, I don't want to hear that crap. Get out of here with that. So this team, I get why you put them here, and they should be here. But I'm worried about their floor because I think there's a world that they're in the 8-9 and they go right back down to who we thought they were going into last year. You know what I mean? I hope not. I'm pulling for them. But are they going to break through and be top 3? I think it's more likely that they finish 7 than they finish 3, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on through to number 4, Illinois. I really, really like this pick, man. I've been an Illinois guy for a really long time now. Obviously, some of the quarterback changes and stuff going on in Illinois is a little bit concerning here. But you mentioned Luke Altmaier here. Pretty good year, 27 and 17 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 picks. Head coach Brett Bielema, Jesus, is going to make a push for the college football playoff berth. A reality. Is he? I don't know yet. 10-3 last season. I said it earlier. I think you have to win 10 games if you want to make a true berth here. Maybe more. Who knows? Why is this team above the Michigans and the Indianas?
Just to your point, you brought up his name, Luke Altmaier. You got to look at this list that we have put together. I believe that he's one of the top quarterbacks in this conference, just off of experience alone. He's played more games. I mean, literally, you only have Dylan Raiola, Luke Altmaier. I'll say Mendoza just because he started for Cal. Yeah. Damon, this is his first true year starting because he didn't play all of last year except for the bowl game. So you only have like a handful of QBs that are actually full-time starters and coming back for another season. So I feel like Altmaier just gives them that edge. You need your quarterback to be able to dissect the defense, be able to handle the bullets that are coming at him. And Altmaier has that experience being at Illinois for the past couple years. So I just like their returning production, and I just feel like what Indiana was last year, Illinois is going to be.
Bro, I'm looking for him on the Heisman list, and
I ain't going that far. I ain't going to say he's Heisman worthy, but he's good enough to.
I just can't find him. Yo, Mendoza is 50-1.
Really? Okay.
That feels high to me. Dude, Raiola's 70-1. Nico's 70-1. And Mendoza's 50-1. I don't know about that. But anyway. Yeah, I might have missed him, but I don't see him anywhere. Like actually anywhere. So he might be like 150-1 or 200-1 or something like that. But
yeah, I ain't going that far. But I do like the experience aspect that he's bringing back to Illinois this year. He knows the system. He knows what Brent Bielema wants to do with this Illinois team. This team is primed and ready to give teams a lot of problems. And also they have a great defense coming back too. So
it's not just the orange, but they remind me of Syracuse. And I really like how Syracuse plays football. They are hard-nosed defensively, but they can kill you offensively as well. It's a very high tempo, pretty high pace offense. I don't want to call it a hurry up, but it's moving. It doesn't feel like this long, methodical. It's not like that. And I think that's dangerous in a conference like this because most of these teams, they play more traditional. They like to play, get the play call in, take the 25 seconds, blah, 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 motion. I don't think that's going to be Illinois. I think they're going to come out and it's either going to really pay off or it's going to be bad. And they're going to go 3 and out in like 34 seconds. And it's going to be really bad. But I think they're going to be all right here. I'm not a Luke Altmaier guy. I feel you on the return and the 76% and, fine.
I'll say that means a lot, Riggs. I'm telling you, man. Like, if you look
Yeah, it does,
at the
100%.
if you look back at the past 2 national championships, I mean, Ohio State and Michigan, what do you see mostly? A lot of returning production, a lot of guys in their
Yeah.
4th year, 5th year guys that been through it
Mm.
already. So you need that
Mm.
experience, and man, experience is key.
It absolutely is, especially obviously in the college world. Like, once again, I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, I really like Illinois. I just, it's another, like I told you in the beginning, I'm just not high on the class. And all the reports that it's the greatest 2 quarterback classes they're going to be. Bro, what is everyone looking at, bro? I just don't agree with it for like 80% of what people are saying. I think he'll be good. I think he'll have a good year. I think it'll look a lot like that. 2,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Cool. But it needs to be 3,100 yards, 28 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. If he can do that, this right here is a top 3 team. This is a postseason team. This is a team that you don't want to fuck with because their defense will show up. That's one thing I know about Illinois. I'm going to agree with you at number 4. They are a better team than Michigan. They are a better team than Indiana. But are they a better team than whoever it is you put at number 3? So many big pieces gone. But it's Oregon. It's Oregon, and that carousel ain't slowing down anytime soon. Help me out here, man. Ducks at 3. I don't know if you're like hella right or if you can only go backwards after going 13-0.
I mean, can we say it's somewhere in the middle, possibly? Because do I think they're going to go undefeated in the regular season again? Probably not. But are they going to be a team that ultimately can get to Indianapolis again? Yes. So
True.
I just, shoot, man, just like how you have uh, your love for Deion Sanders, and I love me some Deion. Dan Lanning is one of those guys, man. He knows how to like get you. He knows how to get you going for real. So
they're playing for clicks. We're playing for wins. Bro, fuck out of here, bro. That was the corniest shit I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. He literally said it for the clicks. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I respect Dan Lanning. I agree with you. He's a dog. He's a dog for real.
I don't know, man. He brought BTA to Colorado. He brought Bill to ass. So I mean, that was the thing. But getting into this year, I just feel like with them bringing in Dante Moore, granted he sat behind Dylan Gabriel, he got a chance to learn. He had a little bit of experience because he played at UCLA. It didn't go as well, but he still got some experience playing as a starter. Going into this year, I feel like he's going to be able to be put in better situations, and his numbers are actually going to be pretty well because we've seen uh, the past Oregon quarterbacks be all Heisman finalists: Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel. So I think that trend might continue into 2025 this year. It's just for me, I say my main concern for Oregon would be their wide receiver room and seeing what kind of production they get from them. Losing Tez Johnson, you lost uh, Evan Stewart to an injury during spring camp, and I also believe they lost. I want to say Broyles. I may be
I saw that.
botching his name, but they lost him as well. So that's a whole new receiving room. But you also have a new quarterback, so that could also play into their hand a little bit too. So that's the main thing I'm looking at for Oregon.
Mm. Huh. I mean, here's the thing about Gabriel. I'm not a big Gabriel guy, and if you watch the NFL draft show, you know I don't fucking
Yeah,
like. I don't think this dude's a legitimate quarterback. I thought he was pretty good at UCF, but all they did at UCF was just chuck the football all the time.
he
And
was
then he
good at
came over
Oklahoma.
to Oregon. Here's the thing about Oregon, bro. Everyone's like, well, he led him to a 13-0 bro. Do you know how many quarterbacks I could have put there who would have had just as much, if not better, success as him? Like, first of all, he lost to Ohio State. We could say whatever we want, but that boy said, well, 1 second on clock. 1 second on clock. That was game over. They shouldn't have even been 13-0. This is a 12-1 football team, in my opinion, last year, and they're much closer to a 10-win football team this year. I don't think they fall out of 10 like you talked about with Dan Lanning. The dude's just too good. He's just too good. He's not going. It's like Saban. He might win an extra one or lose an extra one or whatever, but they're not undefeated. They're not as good of a team as they were last year. They're still an incredible O-line, incredible D-line. Obviously, the Steelers grabbed Sermon, whatever his name was, in the first round. Big loss for Oregon there. You can say Dylan Gabriel's a big loss, but that's kind of where I think they do remain relatively still up there, is that I don't think their quarterback situation with Dante Moore really got much worse. He needs the experience that Dylan Gabriel had, fine. But I think once you get 3-4 weeks into this season, as long as they don't choke one of the early ones, stupidly, to Savannah State or something like that, they're going to be just fine here. I think this team is going to get rolling. I won't be surprised if they start 5-0, 6-0-ish. Then I think they get a loss right around that midseason. There's 2 games there midseason that are like, maybe not going to go their way. And then there's that one at
Penn
the
State.
end. Penn State, sheesh, bro. I don't know if they win that. We haven't seen Penn State on your list yet. Just saying. I don't know where they're going to be at, but I don't know if they beat them. And when do they have Ohio State?
I think they missed Ohio State this year.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they missed Ohio State.
All right. Sorry, folks. I'm going to pull this up here real quick just so I know. We'll throw it on the screen just so you guys can kind of check it out with us. All right. Where are the losses? That's the big question here. So you got at home. Keep in mind, folks, the bottom team is the home team, so they're not going to lose to Montana State. There's a world that you choke this one, but I just don't think so, right? No way. I don't think both of these games are losable, but I don't think you lose them.
No, I mean, granted, they started off the year kind of sluggish last year and almost choked away, but I mean, I'm with you. I don't see that possible, though.
Northwestern, it's going to be exactly what you and I talked about earlier. Going to be one of them games where them boys screw around just a little bit too long. Northwestern might punch them in the mouth early, and then Oregon finds a way to win. Are they 4-0 to start the year?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. Then you go at Penn State, 7:30 p.m. Say a prayer for Dante Moore, because
that's a whiteout.
That's a whiteout, and I'm not a Penn State guy, but this just feels like Penn State to me.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Indiana at Oregon. That's an Indiana kind of game right there.
I think Oregon gets the nod because I think they're just more talented. Talent shows more, but I won't be surprised if Indiana hangs around for a while.
Yep. Between Indiana, at Rutgers, and home against Wisco, do they drop any of those 3?
No, but Rutgers punches them in the mouth. Rutgers punches them in the mouth.
But they beat Rutgers?
Yeah, but they beat Rutgers.
Okay. I got a weird feeling. I think they drop one of these. I think they drop Indiana or Rutgers. Rutgers, very trap game like. Here's the thing that's scary about Oregon, bro. They could lose almost every one of these motherfucking games. I'm just saying, like, they could lose to Indiana, they could lose at Rutgers, they could lose at Iowa, they could lose to Minnesota. I don't think they lose to USC, but God knows USC could put up 40 on anybody. They could lose that game. They could lose at Washington. They're probably going to lose to Penn State. Bro, I'm just saying, is there a world that these guys go 9-3? I think there is.
It's a possibility. But I just feel like their talent is so much higher than a lot of teams on their schedule.
True.
I mean, they playing with Nike money. I mean, I also believe they had like I think they had one of the top transfer portal classes in this past cycle. So
Yeah.
they're bringing in the guys that they know they can compete with. So it's just, again, the continuity, trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. But I think if all else fails, talent will get them over the hump in a lot of these games.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and say I like where you got Oregon on this list, man. But the more I look at it, and I know they avoid Ohio State, it looks like they avoid Michigan. Like, all right. I mean, maybe it's pretty easy, but like I think they can't go any higher than 3 here, man. I'm going to say a shockingly weird year. I'll say they win 10. I'm being generous. I will not be surprised when they win 9 games. And I do not think they find themselves back in a Big 4 at the end of the season, personally.
Okay.
But moving on through here, number 2, this has to, oh my God, I would have put $1 billion that it was going to be Penn State, but I forgot I'm talking to a Michigan fan. He ain't going to put Ohio State on top of this damn list. So the only question I got for you now, because folks, let's just go ahead and check it out. You know who's number 1. So Seth, you're going to have to explain to the people because I can't.
I got you.
Why is Penn State number 1 above Ohio State other than the fandom?
The reason why I put Penn State number 1, as much as people are trying to hype up Drew Allard and make him like the face of like the next quarterback class going into the draft next year, it's just the experience, man. It really is. You're bringing him back. You're bringing Katron Allen, Nate Singleton in the backfield. Basically, your best duo in the nation when it comes to running backs. I just feel, granted, yes, they're losing Tyler Warren, tight end, got drafted by the Colts, but this is the year. Like I can't make any more excuses for James Franklin. As much as I was talking about Lincoln Riley, James Franklin is another person that is on the hot seat. Like if you literally touch the seat, you're getting 3rd-degree burns. Like there's no way, shape, form that he can make out of Happy Valley alive if it doesn't end up being in a national championship or they make it to the national championship this year. But I mean, do you want me to get into Ohio State why they're there too, or do you want to keep on talking about Penn State?
I mean, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we got a national champ, number 2.
You're right. You're definitely right.
Is it purely Will Howard? Egbuka? I mean, what is it here?
Well, I was never high on Will Howard in the beginning. I definitely felt like he was just a guy that benefited from having what I want to say, affinity gauntlet of an offense, basically.
Whoa.
But what?
All right, hold on. I got a hot take for you real quick.
What you trying to say?
Drew Allard is not as good as Will Howard. He's not.
Wrong. I disagree.
I am so tired. And you said it right when this thing opened. You said everybody's trying to hype up Drew Allard like he's some shit he's not. Exactly, bro. He's overrated. Now, you talk about the returning. Bro, his line is like
he's better.
5 Jesuses standing in front of him, bro. How do you not be successful? You have the best receivers, the best tight ends, the best running backs, the best O-line, some of the best coaching in the country, one of the biggest home field advantages in the entire nation. I could keep going. You better not be bad. He is nothing more than a game manager, bro. He is a game manager with some arm talent.
Wow.
That's it. I don't think he's the big. He exposed himself last year, and it's always an excuse for Drew Allard. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. Oh, it's James Franklin. Blah blah. No, dude. Now, don't be wrong. I'm not a James Franklin guy, and I agree with you. He on the Lincoln Riley hot seat right now. You know what? Let's go ahead and insert the clip for you folks real quick. Where we at? Get us some hot seat action up in here. On the hot seat, James Franklin's up in here.
Facts.
But my man, here's the thing I don't like. Drew Allard has all the pieces in the world. I would take Drew Allard over Dylan Gabriel, but I would take Will Howard over both of them. I would take the Bo Nix days over them. I would take the Michael Penix days over Drew Allard. I would take all these guys over Drew Allard. Yes, he's a good build and he's returning and he should be good and there's no excuse. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm not disagreeing with you that Penn State's won. I just don't think Drew Allard should be the Heisman. He will be in the running for the Heisman the entire year. I don't think he's the Heisman quarterback, and I don't think they're national champions. And if they are, it's not because of Drew Allard. It's because of that defense.
Okay. I mean, I'm not opposed to that take. They bring in Jim Knowles from Ohio State, which is a crazy move on itself in general. But man, I like Drew Allard just off the experience that I can't put a dollar amount on how much experience means in the college game now than it ever did in the past like 20 years. Like you gotta have a guy that's seen or been in the fire. Like you gotta have that. And if like I said, if it's not now, it's definitely not going to happen for James Franklin at any time. But I like Drew Allard, man. I do. The Will Howard comparison, man. He again, he me and you could be out there throwing the ball to Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate.
Oh, bro.
And I'm dead ass, Riggs. I'm dead ass. Like we could be out there.
How? We could do that. Like I can't. I got to be honest. I hate being this guy because when I talk about my Pittsburgh Steelers, which happens to be where Will Howard is, but that has nothing to do with this conversation.
It hurts me.
I feel like this is genuinely, swear to God, I feel like this is you over the years, Michigan fan. You can't respect him. You can't respect him. It's just part of being a fan. Like you've had to talk enough shit. You've seen enough shit about him. You just don't think he's that dude. But I got to ask you, like, genuinely, outside, well, he had good receivers. Drew Allard got good receivers. Dylan Gabriel got good wide receivers. Tua had good wide receivers. Joe Burrow had good wide receivers.
Time out.
Duh.
Drew Allard has not had a tight end since he's been at Penn State, ever. His main guy was a tight end. He's not. You telling me you comfortable with throwing the ball up to Julian Fleming, who's been a backseat to every Ohio State wide receiver since he's been in college?
You want to talk running back?
I can't make any excuses for the running backs because he's definitely had some running backs. Dogs. But that's been the main thing for Drew Allard. He has not had a receiver core that's been worth a shit since he's been at Penn State.
Well, let me go ahead and give you this, because when this is all done, I'm done with this fucking conversation. For all you people out here, Drew Allard, this, Drew Allard, that, here you go. Here's this depth chart for you. Oh, I'm pulling this up. Oh, I got you guys here. All right. And then it's done.
He's got receivers now.
Now. Great. So. And now we got ads. Anybody want to buy a Vistaprint? I don't either. Okay. Look. All right. Offense. Senior transfer. Yeah,
he's got him now. He's got him.
Tight end. Redshirt senior. Any more excuses?
Now, the tight end, I can't put too much onus on because I don't really know how much playing time he's got. So I'll be real on that part. But the receiver core is much improved since he's been there.
RB1 senior, RB2 senior, quarterback.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It's just like there's no excuse to not win the national championship. And I agree with you. I get why you put him at 1. I get why the James Franklin is currently sitting here on the hot seat with us. It all makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably going to be wrong that Allard doesn't look like the dude at the end because every single thing says he should be. Now, should he be better than Arch Manning? Based on experience alone, like you've alluded to this entire show, absolutely. Am I a Newsmeyer guy? No, I'm not. Allard better be better than Newsmeyer. He better be better than Miller Moss and all these other dudes. Like, you better be better than all these other dudes that they keep throwing. Here we go. All these names in here, bro. I can't. Some of these guys, Cade Klubnik at Clemson, nah, I'm not big on him. DJ Lagway at Florida, nah. Drew Allard, 16-1. He's the fifth favorite. It goes Arch Manning, Garrett Newsmeyer, Cade Klubnik, Jeremiah Smith, Drew Allard, followed by Lenoris Sellers and DJ Lagway. Should that be where he is at 16-1?
I'm not mad at it. Just
Why is he not favored?
Because the reason why he's not favored is he's going to do a little bit more. I feel like they're going to still be a run first team because there's no way you're not giving the ball to that dynamic duo of a backfield at all. Like that, that's going to be a thing. But I do feel like Howard is going to be put in more situations where it is his time to show that he can win games. Because case in point, when they played Notre Dame in the semifinals last year, there were so many open receivers, so many bad throws that Allard missed on that could have changed the dynamic of that game. So, but again, the receiver core was not that great. He was trying to fit it into spots where they were trying to get them to make plays. It didn't happen, but I think with the right talent and the guys that they're bringing in, I think it sets up well for Drew.
I think you're being real generous to this boy right now. You're being real generous. I love how you opened that statement with, Drew Allard missed a bunch of throws, and then you said, but his wide receivers weren't that good, so he was trying to fit it in, but no. You missed them. I don't care if it was Megatron. If you miss him, he can't catch the ball. So it is what it is. But here's my problem with Penn State. And I know I look like a Penn State hater right now, but I literally live in Pennsylvania. I'm not a Penn State hater by any mean for any reason at all. I'm also not a fan. But here's the thing. Cake ass walk of a schedule. And it kind of pisses me off, if I'm honest with you. You got a couple tough games here, but let's just be real. Nevada up, win by 40. FIU, win by 60. Villanova, maybe win by 70. Then you play Oregon, but you get them at home. So congratulations. You should win this game again. At UCLA, cakewalk. Northwestern at home, cakewalk. At Iowa, maybe Iowa competes here, but if Drew Allard is a 40% of the quarterback you said he is, they should win this game by 3 touchdowns. Then you go to Ohio State. That is the toughest game on the entire schedule. I will give them that. Is that an easy game? No. But
I think they do it this year.
Not lose.
They do it this year. I said they do it this year. They beat Ohio State.
Okay. Then you got Indiana, but you get them at home. You go to Michigan State, who were in complete rebuild mode, half of a football team. You get Nebraska at home, and then you go to Rutgers. So all the tough games, Indiana, you're home. Nebraska, you're home. Obviously, Oregon, you're home. This is the only tough one. All the other games are a cakewalk. My man, they should be undefeated. They should win the national championship, and Drew Allard should be the Heisman candidate winner. If any of those 3 things don't happen, he better not be the number 1 overall pick. James Franklin better not have a job. Yeah, that's all I got for you today. I'll stop.
Hey man,
I'll stop.
I'm with you on that.
The excuses are gone. It's done.
Yeah,
win it all, or you're not getting a title for a very long time at Penn State.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything else you want to add to this show? Big Ten, final thought.
I will say for the people that wanted me to talk about Ohio State real quick. I do think
Mm.
you guys are going to be up there again, as much as it hates me or it pains me to say that. But you guys are losing to us, losing to Michigan this year for the fifth year in a row. I'm just not sold on Matt
I
Patricia
might take that
being
bet, by the way. We'll talk when it comes around, but I'll take that bet.
okay. I'm just not sold on Matt Patricia coming to the college ranks because we've seen what he does when it comes to NFL head coaching. Granted, he was a defensive coordinator in the NFL as well, but when you have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, what are you really doing? You're just standing around. But I do feel like Jeremiah Smith is going to be the focal point of the offense. The real question for me really comes down to, is Julian saying the guy behind behind center this year? Is he going to be able to take them over the top? Because granted, I live in Columbus, so I hear all the sports talk radio. I hear all the beat writers talk about how Sam's going to have the keys. He's going to be all guns blazing, basically. Is he really him? Is he really going to be how CJ Stroud was in his first coming out party and being
Mm.
this phenomenal guy hitting everybody? Is it going to be as status quo? So we'll see. That's just my take on the Buckeyes. But go blue.
Yeah.
We're getting y'all out of here at the end of November.
But go blue. Look, guys, it's going to be a great year. It's a great conference here in the Big Ten, and obviously, it's the Big 18 at this point in the world that we're in nowadays. But this can be one of the better ones to watch. Obviously, SEC never disappoints. A couple other really fun ones. Me, Seth and I both very big on the Maction, so we're going to have plenty of Maction coverage for you guys coming up as well. But once again, just a reminder, we are going to cover every single conference. The only conference we ain't going to cover is all these conferences with 1-2 teams in them. That ain't no conference, bro. All right. You're just a solo team. Maybe we'll do like a Notre Dame coverage just because Notre Dame is expected to once again be great. But anyway, you get the point. But we got you guys. Every single NFL team is being covered. Every college football conference is being covered. Soon we will have our NFL quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, and defensive ranking shows coming out as well. And then we will have our college football playoff picture show where we build our own bracket, let you guys know who we have as the national champions coming up. All of that is going to be done before week 1. So strap in, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel at The Sports Forum. Do us a favor, drop a like on these videos, comment below who you guys have winning these conferences, and then go check out those NFL, UFC, MLB shows as well and enjoy them. But until next time, Riggs Tamburo, Seth Douglas, we appreciate you guys. This has been the Big Ten 2025 conference preview and predictions. Until next time, take care, everybody.